Hey, it's Bri. In this video, we're going to go over the lower body and getting this part into the handstand. Now, we went over the foundations already, but as you know, as a teacher or even as a student, that repetition is key. So first, we're going to start with reiterating what we've already learned in the upper body because it is our foundation. And then I'm going to give you some tools to help you or your students begin to adventure the hips over the shoulders. So first, starting in that tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. It's really helpful, especially in private sessions, working one-on-one with somebody, to remember to remind them always to use their eyes to adjust where they are. So looking down, are my hands realistically shoulders distance? You can actually see your fingers gripping, your hands turning on. Do that. Remember to firm in with the forearms, turning on pec minor, and then drawing the shoulder blades down the back and beginning to protract just slightly to find your serratus anterior turn on. From there, inhale, and exhale. We'll use downward facing dog as a way to not only warm up the upper body, but to open the lower body. Remembering to continue to lift the forearms in that downward facing dog, feeling the fingertips grip, to spread the shoulder blades wide and draw the navel in. I find, especially in our trainings, that down dog can be one of the most telling poses. Right? When you see someone in down dog, you're able to see how conscious they are in their body or their lack of awareness sometimes. So really observing a down dog, looking at the hands to see if the hands are engaged, if the shoulders are engaged, if there is space around the neck, if the quads are lifting, the belly is drawing in. It'll really begin to teach you where you need a little more attention. From there, inhale and exhale, walk your hands back in to an Uttanasana. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, lift the quads, drop the head down. So we're going to work a little bit more, like I said, on the lower body and beginning to find the strength in the glutes, in the adductors of the legs to really bring the hips over the shoulders. But before we do that, inhale to a flat back, walk back into that downward facing dog and step your right foot forward. Place your left knee down and straighten the right leg. So in the last video, I talked a lot about how to prime and warm up the upper body, keep the wrists safe. The same thing goes for the lower body. So using some tools or some poses like Ardha Hanumanasana or Uttanasana to warm up, whether it's your body or someone that you're working with, is really important. So right leg is forward, the left knee is down, hip over the knee, flex the right foot, inhale to a flat back, and exhale, fold into your Ardha Hanumanasana. How long you stay here or when you're teaching or practicing yourself just depends on how much time you have. But for the sake of time in this tutorial, we're going to switch sides. Inhale, flat back. Lift your left knee up, step your right foot back, and just switch sides. Right knee down, left leg straight. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Flex your left foot. Now, a lot of us are always really focused on opening the hamstring here, which is exactly what you're doing. But engaging the quad is going to help you protect the hamstring. So do that, lift the quad. And then since we're going to teach or think a lot about adduction, which is hugging into the midline, think about that here. Can you squeeze the inner thighs together? Even using the glute on the outside of that left leg to hug in and lengthening forward with the heart as you fold. And inhale to a flat back, step that left foot back, come into downward facing dog. Now, anytime I teach handstand to anybody, whether it be a group at the trainings or a private client, I always make sure to bring awareness to the psoas. So in your downward facing dog, and we call this plug the femur, what it's doing is actually awakening the psoas, strengthening and warming up the outer glute, and warming up the quadratus lumborum, the muscles in the lower back. We did this in the previous video, so we're just going to do it here to warm up. Inhale and exhale, right foot hovers up off the ground. Make sure you're engaging the outer glute as well as the low back muscles. Inhale and exhale, put it down, lift it up. Left side. Inhale, exhale, put it down. Now what I like to add in a little bit of fun with this one, we're going to keep doing that exercise. We're going to lift the right foot up, but we're going to step it forward as far as we can. Then bear weight in the right foot, lift the left foot up, and step it forward as far as we can, keeping the legs straight, the core engaged, the arms straight. Right foot lifts up. Draw the navel in, use the glutes. See how far forward you can step it. Starting to gaze forward, do the left foot and right foot secretly, or also priming the core. From here, inhale, flat back. You should be in Uttanasana, fold down. Inhale to a flat back, and exhale, sit down. Now that we're warm, we're going to move into the actual handstand exercise that we've been warming up for. So make sure you have a wall behind you. We're going to use the wall behind us again, just like we did in the previous video. With this one, you're going to stand, so watch for now before you do, just so we know what we're doing. Standing with your butt to the wall, you want to lift your right leg up so the sole of the foot is on the wall and the leg is straight. So you just have to adjust. I find that having a mirror for this one is really helpful, but you can also do your best with your mind-body connection. So you want to create a supported warrior 3 shape. To your best ability, your standing leg heel is underneath the hip. Your lifted leg heel is in line with the lifted leg hip. Your fingertips are underneath your shoulders. If you find that yourself or any students can't reach the ground, propping their hands up on blocks will help. Now from here, drop your head and notice if your lifted leg is externally rotated. Try to get the entire front of the leg to face down. Draw the navel in. Now, what helps the most with getting the hips over the shoulders is using your glute min and your QL to really begin to engage the back body to lift it up. So that's what we're going to do here. The action of plugging the femur into the socket or the hovering of the foot is what is going to help you get there. So hands underneath the shoulders. If you find that it's really hard to do this exercise with hands underneath shoulders, move the hands back a little bit. Use the hands push down, hug the forearms in, draw the navel in. You'll feel weight push into the wall with that back heel. See if you can inhale and exhale, hover your bottom leg up off the ground. So again, we're going to feel this in the quad initially. I want you to use the brain power that I know you have to engage the glute. So your outer hip of that leg that you're trying to lift up off the ground is reaching up towards the sky. And as you draw the navel in, the QL, the back muscles that we're talking about here, are going to contract. So again, if you want to try it out, inhale and exhale, hover. Inhale and exhale, lower, switch sides. So bringing together the pieces that we've already worked on. I know it's really challenging, and it's challenging for me too. Handstand is a full body engager. So between this video and the last video, you probably like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to think about. I would encourage you to think about 2 or 3 things that you can really connect with. And I promise through repetition and practice, you'll get there. Okay, grip with the hands, push down as you firm the forearms in, spread the shoulder blades wide. Inhale and exhale, hover that bottom leg up off the ground. Lift the outer hip up. Use that glute, squeeze it into the midline. Firm the inner thighs in towards one another. Maybe lift up a little higher using the QL and lower all the way down. Whew. I feel really energized. So you can use this as a step-by-step sort of process to help someone learn, or you can use all of these tools throughout these videos to help you get ready to handstand. It's up to you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. See you soon. Namaste.